Hello, everybody. This is Joseph P. Farrell with news and views from the Nefarium on Thursday, August 21st, 2025. The Nefarium, as always, is busy, but there's some good news today, and I hope you'll see why I think it is. In any case, just a reminder, we do have the afternoon vid chat at 2 p.m. U.S. Central Time tomorrow. That's Friday, so that means get your questions and your comments in to me no later than 10 o'clock U.S. Central Time tonight. And so far, we don't have that many questions or comments, just a couple. So I will be there a little early as usual, and if we run out of things to talk about, I'll stick around for some live chat from the chat room. Anyway, that's tomorrow at 2 p.m. in the afternoon. Now, I've been, with many other people, I've been raising the alarm about the artificial intelligence data centers and what they are going to portend for our existence on this planet. And some of you, Catherine Austin Fitz being chief among them, have also been pointing out the extreme power usage of cryptocurrency mining, or as I like to call them, kleptocurrency mining. And I suspect that we're looking at two sides of the same coin as they ratchet up the pressure to go to an all-digital currency and therefore a corporate coupon and so on and so on. Well, Natural News in a recent article has joined the throng or the crowd of people calling the alarm on these artificial data centers. And he just came out a couple days ago with an interesting article, a very short article, but I want to read several paragraphs from it. And I find this good news because it means the alarm is spreading. And at the end of this very short news and views, I'm going to have a suggestion for what we might be able to do about it. But he is raising the alarm about AI data centers and what it means not only for human food production, human power consumption, human water usage, but human existence itself on the planet. The title of the article is "The AI Data Center Wars Have Begun. Farms, water, and electricity is stripped from humans to power the machines." And I'm going to read a few paragraphs from the beginning and then towards the middle of this very short article, and I think you'll see what I mean, including the good news that he's pointing out a couple of things. All right, starting at the very start, quote, "The farms that once produced food for humans are being repurposed as land to build AI data centers and solar farms that produce no food at all. The water supplies that once ran your showers, dishwashers, and toilets are being redirected to AI data center cooling systems, leaving humans with water scarcity and little remaining irrigation for growing food. The power grid that once supplied affordable energy to run your home computers, cook stoves, and lights is being redirected to power AI data center servers. Agentic AI is on the verge of replacing 80% of white-collar jobs. A few years later, AI robots will replace the vast majority of human labor." And I'm skipping now towards the middle of the article. "You are being exterminated and replaced. The era of humans as a measure of national strength is rapidly coming to an end. In its place is the era of machine intelligence, which needs no farms, no food, and no humans. It needs electricity and water, and it will take priority over humans' use of those resources." And just let me interrupt there. I did an article or a blog a few weeks back about how true this was, because Pacific Power and Gas, I believe it was Pacific Power and Gas, or the state of California itself, my memory doesn't recall, but you can go look up the blog, was doing a study about using artificial intelligence to control and manage the power outages that occur during power outages and wildfires and so on in California. In other words, we're going to turn over to a machine to decide who, when, and where the power gets cut. And as I blogged in that article, I thought that was a cover story for doing precisely this sort of thing, managing power brownouts and blackouts to feed the AI data centers. So it's happening, folks. It's happening. To continue, most humans lack the intelligence to recognize what's happening. They will be the easy ones for the machines to exterminate through controlled scarcity of food, water, and electricity. The food supply infrastructure is being dismantled because machines don't need food. And the future has no plans for large human populations that need feeding. That's why Canada, listen to this, folks, that is why Canada is nuking its own forests with glyphosate, rendering the land unusable for growing food, but perfectly sterile for use by data centers and machines. Skipping just a little bit. COVID jabs were merely an obedience test and a PSYOP dry run. The real depopulation program has been initiated now, and its goal is the rapid extermination of 100 to 200 million Americans, which will also reduce the power grid demand by an estimated 1,500 terawatt hours, making that power available to AI data centers to power the technical race towards superintelligence, unquote. And that's the article. And while it sounds like bad news, at least someone else is raising the alarm about the real cost, the real human cost of these AI data centers. So the real question is, what do we do next? What can we possibly do to stop all of this? And I'm going to suggest that we do have an avenue, and if we act quickly and efficiently, it's a rather good one. And that is, at the state level, not only make every single state election to put this whole topic on the agenda, but especially to make it part of the question and answers demanded of any candidate for the office of your local state power utility commissioner. Most states regulate the power utilities rather closely. So it needs to become a part of the conversation during every election cycle, and even when the election cycle is not in progress, it needs to become part of the discussion so that the state power utility authorities know that we're watching. And the same needs to happen with the water regulators, your local water and sewer regulators. Make it part of the conversation. Where do they stand on these issues, and what do they intend to do about it if Mr. Technocrat comes knocking and wants special privileges from your state in terms of taxes and so on and so forth, and power and water usage to build his data center? Because you can stop it at the local level, and you can insist that your state back the people who are actually doing the farming and so on and so forth. So that's my attempt to raise the alarm. It needs to become part of the next election cycle now. It needs to become part of the next election discussion now. Because these people are going to move forward with it, like it or not, and they're going to use all their usual tricks to gain special privileges and subsidies from local and state governments to do their usual anti-human program. So watch them, make it part of the discussion, and absolutely insist that these types of projects not be subsidized with public funds. So that's it for my news and views for today. A short one, as I promised, but nevertheless an important one. Don't forget to get your questions and comments in no later than 10 o'clock U.S. Central Time tonight, and we'll see you all you members in the vid chat tomorrow at 2 p.m. U.S. Central Time. Bye-bye, everybody. God bless, and we'll see you on the flip side.